Shalom, everybody. So today I have a topic that is a little controversial. I want to talk about the mark of the beast. Are you at risk? I want to discuss the meaning of the mark of the beast. Now, the mark of the beast, it's not just a Hollywood creation to generate ticket sales. It is a real mark for real people that will tragically affect our world in the not so distant future. This being said, what is the mark of the beast? And more importantly, who will take it and what will be their fate for taking it or not taking it? By the way, if you enjoy my videos, please consider subscribing and giving us a thumbs up and hitting the notification bell. It really helps us for exposure. So the mark of the beast is definitely a very intriguing issue in all of Bible prophecy. And as such, it has generated many books, conferences, and YouTube videos. People go from making fun of it to being terrified that they might have taken it. I believe that, like everything else, moderation is key and that we should seek solid ground rooted in scriptures to explain the mark of the beast. The Bible speaks of that mark with most details in Revelation 13, 16 through 18. Excuse me. And I quote, "And he causes all, the small and the great, and the rich and the poor, and the free men and the slaves, to be given a mark on their right hand or on their forehead. And he provides that no one will be able to buy or to sell except the one who has the mark, either the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for the number is that of a man, and his number is 666. Close quote. That's probably the most detailed passage in all of the Bible in Revelation 13. It is important to understand that the beast is the Antichrist, and it's critical to understanding his mark and his destructive agenda, as we see in Revelation 13. He will be under the authority of the dragon, Satan, in Revelation 13, 2 through 4. He is also the little horn of Daniel 7, 7 through 8, and 20 through 25. So if indeed the beast is the Antichrist, powered and directed by Satan, we understand that there is absolutely nothing good about this mark. But it still doesn't tell us who will get it, when, how, and if they can escape from its grip after receiving it. So first, let's look at the timing of the mark of the beast. Some believe that the mark of the beast occurred in the past. That's known as preterism. Preterists believe that things happen in the past. These are people who view the events of the book of Revelation as already having happened, and they often identify the beast as Roman Emperor Nero. This would have occurred between AD 66 and 70 and culminated with the destruction of the temple in AD 70. Yet the book of Revelation was written at least 20 to 30 years after the reign of Nero, so that would force us to see the book of Revelation as non-prophetic. And Nero never fulfilled all the events of Revelation 13. Required to identify him as the beast. Additionally, Nero never forced a mark on anybody. The mark of the beast has yet to come. It is not a past event. The reason for the mark of the beast. While the Bible tells us that without the mark of the beast, nobody can buy or sell during the tribulation, Revelation 13:17, the ultimate purpose for the mark is for someone to show unconditional allegiance and devotion to the Antichrist, Revelation 13:15. The Antichrist will not invite people or offer them options to follow him. He will demand it. People will either worship the Antichrist or they will worship Christ, Yeshua the Messiah. The consequences will be drastically different. Those who worship the beast will temporarily be taken care of during the second half of the tribulation, but their eternal destiny will be the lake of fire, without exception. Revelation 20, 11 through 15. The number of the mark of the beast. Now, most people know 666. It is 666 is probably one of the most known numbers in history by believers and unbelievers alike. Revelation 13:18 advises those with wisdom to calculate the number of the beast. The process of assigning numerical value to letters exists in Hebrew, Greek, English, Latin, and other languages. It is known as gematria. And while people can get out of control with the use of gematria, Revelation 13:16 through 18 can be granted some clarity from its proper use, within reason. Many reputable scholars see the number 6 as the number of man, one short of number 7 representing the number of perfection or the number of God. As powerful as the Antichrist will be, and he will be powerful, at the peak of his power, he will always remain just a man controlled by Satan, but under the control of the perfect God of the universe, no matter what. He will only be allowed to do what God allows him to do. His name will have a numerical value of 666. But until his name is revealed, many names can have that same numerical value. So first, people will have to hear his name, and then they will be able to calculate the value of the letters, as Revelation 13:18 tells us, after they identify the name of the Antichrist. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, we read in Revelation 13. Now, the location of the mark of the beast. A tremendous number of books have been written on what the mark of the beast will be and where it will be located, or on or in the human body. People continue to speculate on the topic. For decades, people have conjectured on the possibility for the mark of the beast to be an under-the-skin microchip implant, or an ID card, or even recently, a vaccine. While the exact nature of this mark cannot be determined with certainty with what the Bible reveals to us, we know a few details about it. Revelation 13:16 says that the mark will appear on their right hand or on their forehead. It never mentions under the skin or within the body of a person. Incidentally, the Hebrew scriptures also use the word mark similarly to the way it is used in Revelation 13. And I quote, "The Lord said to him, go through the midst of the city, even through the midst of Jerusalem, and put a mark on the foreheads of the men who sigh and groan over all the abominations which are being committed in its midst." And that's from Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4. The Greek word used in Revelation 13:16 is epi, meaning upon or on, never inside or within or under. The mark will be on the right hand or on the forehead. That's guaranteed from what the Bible tells us. Now, the recipients of the mark of the beast, who are they? Now, considering that a variety of people have worried about receiving the mark of the beast in some way or another for a very long time, it would be helpful to narrow down who will actually receive the mark. Since the mark of the beast is a future event taking place during the tribulation, nobody will be at risk of receiving it prior to that 7-year period of time on earth. And it really doesn't come into effect until the Antichrist demands to be worshipped as God at the midpoint of the tribulation, the abomination of desolation. The identity of the Antichrist will be revealed after the rapture of the church, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3, when he signs a peace treaty with Israel, as we read in Daniel 9:26-27. People will choose to take the mark of the beast so that they can survive in a world where the entire economy is based on acceptance or refusal of that mark. Part of taking the mark of the beast will be total allegiance to and worship of the Antichrist. Those who refuse the mark by trusting Yeshua will most likely die as tribulation martyrs, but will also have their destiny sealed, secured in God's presence because of their loyalty to Yeshua. Now, finally, the finality of the mark of the beast. While no one can receive the mark of the beast until the middle of the 7-year tribulation, receiving it has dire consequences. It marks the point of no return for that individual who will willingly reject Yeshua and worship the beast. His identity and the exact way that the mark will be displayed are still unknown, but the result of taking the mark is very clear, as seen in Revelation 14, 9 through 11. And I quote, "Then another angel, a third one, followed them, saying with a loud voice, If anyone worships the beast in his image and receives a mark on his forehead or on his hand, he also will drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is mixed in full strength in the cup of his anger. And he will be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment goes up forever and ever. They have no rest day and night, those who worship the beast and his image, and whoever receives the mark of his name." This is a clear warning that worshiping the beast and taking the mark is irreversible. The mark of the beast is to be feared if you are not part of the family of God. And if you will end up finding yourself left behind and suffer through the 7-year tribulation. Even then, not taking it is the best outcome, because your death, as a result of rejecting Antichrist and the mark of the beast and trusting Yeshua, will result in eternity in God's presence. Taking the mark of the beast will bring social and economic benefits in days of global havoc, but they will be short-lived, and the end result will be eternal damnation with no relief in a lake of fire and brimstone. For those of us on God's side, the mark of the beast isn't to be feared, even if much of the technology to accompany and facilitate it is already in place. It will simply not affect believers. Let's not worry about the meaning of 666, the method by which the mark will be inaugurated, or who will choose it. Let us make it clear to those who don't know yet Yeshua, the Messiah, that they either come to a saving knowledge of the Messiah today and avoid the tribulation altogether, or procrastinate and trust him on the other side of the rapture during the tribulation, as they suffer greatly and unnecessarily. So the mark of the beast is a very serious reality in the Bible that will take place during the tribulation. But if you trust Yeshua today, you can avoid it altogether. That's it for today. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell and give us a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. Until next time, be blessed.